And here we have pile 5. This is a wonderful card. This is the card of friendship. This is the power of friendship. This is a card where individuals come together to have a community, to have a group dynamic. Now, this is the 111 energy. So why do we have people in the 111 energy? Well, all of these are individuals. It's in rising energy. This means there's a healthy dynamic here, a healthy group. These are complete characters. Now, with the 111 energy, 1 can mean an outcast. 1 can mean a leader. 1 can mean finding the courage to speak up for something. Being true to your individual talents, your individual needs. All of these characters are different. They are all individuals. And so, when we're going with the mastermind, here's the mastermind up here. And what the mastermind does is they take individuals, these specialists, with their individual talents, their creativity, their strength, their intellect, their cunning, their agility, everything. The mastermind utilizes the best qualities of the group dynamics to put together a team, and they are aware of each other's weaknesses and of their strengths. And so the individual, when you're in a group, you are not there to conform, to be this base model, this drone, this conformity model that just looks like everybody else, behaves like everybody else. That's conformity. This is anti-conformity. This is individuality. And so what makes this group the best is these individuals who stay true to their individuality. Now, they're friendly with each other because this is in rising energy. This would be chaos. This would be disrespect. This would be toxic dynamics. This would be conflict. This isn't this. This is positivity. Positive co-dynamics. And so, your responsibility as an individual is to be true to you. Okay, if you excel at something, stick with that. These are specialists. If the strong one will do all the lifting. They'll do all the strong stuff. The logical one will do all the logicking. They'll do all the math. The bold, charismatic, brave one, well, they're gonna stand up for the group. They're going to speak their mind. They're going to, assert their dominance over any threats that the group faces. They'll make an impact. They'll have the courage to take that first step. And then there's the creative acrobat, the agile one, the one who knows how to, go with the flow and redirect things. There's so many different talents and individual strengths and individual weaknesses. And so the mastermind, the one up here, they are aware of this group and they have a responsibility to keep others outside of this group so it doesn't interfere, so this group doesn't decay. This group remains healthy and it grows and it's the best possible group dynamic that it could ever be. Like, for example, the show Leverage. Okay, you got the mastermind and the individual talent, and so you gotta be very careful of who joins the group, because one bad apple, so to speak, will poison everything. And you don't want decay. You're here in your new beginning for the 111 energy. This is a fantastic sign. You're just sprouting. You're right there, just sprouting, and you're going places. This is the path forward, and you may be alone right now, because we're in the 111 energy. But you've mastered yourself. You are a character, and so you're one of these people, or this one up here. You're gonna find your tribe. You're going to find your community. you're going to find your spiritual kin. Friends. This is the friendship card. You know, like all those stories where they sing about the power of friendship. Oh, this is it right here. And so, and this is just a message to, if you really want friends in your life, in this 111 energy, you gotta be true to your individuality and embrace the differences of other people. So you can't expect someone to behave just like you. I mean, they have to be nice, they have to, you know, use clean language, they have to actually be respectful and kind and considerate and protective and, you know, supportive. This is what healthy people do. But, you know, say someone likes their hair to be red, another person likes their hair to be blue. And so that's their thing. And so together they make a great, you know, a great bond, a great friendship, a great what do you call it? Entertainment? I mean, you see two people play a video game together. I mean, there's two different characters there that they can have fun together. They're very unique and different, and they both do their own thing individually, but when they come together, then it's a whole different story. It's a whole different dynamic. This is like a multiplayer server, okay? And here's the moderator up here, monitoring this friendship dynamic, making sure everybody who's on the server is, you know, clean and respectful and kind and supportive. And there's no toxic characters. There's no backstabbers or gossipers, you know. That's the responsibility that leaders have to take. They make sure, you know, this place is safe so that these sprouts can grow and thrive and come together and be in a safe environment. And so, you know, there's so much potential here for stories, for creative endeavors. Like, this is like a team project that everybody's working together. They have their roles, their functions, and they're getting things done. This is like they're utilizing leverage, and what leverage is like you're not strong enough to move this, but with utilizing leverage and everything, then you can have, you know, this tipsy-topsy thing, that minimal effort but maximum results. And so this is what leverage is all about, is finding that balance, that pivotal aspect. And so maybe for your individual path, you have a pivotal situation, a moment where leverage is needed, where leverage can be achieved to maximize your results. So that's one perspective. You know, another perspective is like maybe you're shy. Okay, you want to enter this group dynamic, but you feel all alone. You feel outcasted. You're shy, and you don't know how to engage. And so, the 111 energy. This is the path of new beginnings. You're taking a risk, you know, getting out on that branch to play with the others, and you know you just got to develop your social skills to try to make an effort. And you know, you don't want to just like remove yourself from the picture. I mean, you're there, so you got to get over that fear of interacting with people. Because like this character up here, they're on a branch, and they're clinging on to this branch, and all these other characters are having fun and playing around. So maybe it's a bravery thing. For whatever reason, you're kind of holding on to safety when you're about to take a risk. You want to take that risk, but you're still like a little bit shaky, like a leaf on a tree, when you want to fly and embrace and dance around with life, you know. These are very nice dancey cards. So, they're playing. They're having a good time. And so this is a fantastic sign for you for, like, just sprouting the 111 energy. You're getting out there, you're making new friends. Like, maybe you're going to a new club, okay? And so everybody else is used to each other. They're already friends. And you're alone, and you're trying to, get to know people. Again, this is in rising energy. So it's not a toxic dynamic that you're trying to form a dependency on. You're trying to interact with the wrong people. No, this is not that. I mean, if there's a warning against that you need to take for your own situation, well, there that is. If you interact with the wrong people, then you don't form that solid foundation. So if there's any kind of storm, this is what's called fair weather friends. This is like, they're only nice in the best circumstances possible. The moment a little bit of rain comes, a little bit of wind, and they go into chaos. They start going into their base behaviors because they were wearing a mask, right? They expose their true selves, and maybe you just became aware of that, and so you're choosing not to invest your time into these people who gossip and lie. They're these fair weather friends, these people who can never be relied upon, because in a storm, then the roots, there's nothing to hold on to. This will fly away, and so you don't want that kind of flying. You want a strong, solid foundation, so in the moment of a crisis, you can rely on these people, and they'll call you at 3 a.m. Without any hesitation, because they care about you. Okay, that's the difference between trying to contact someone at 3 a.m. and they completely ignore you, or they get mad at you, and like give you an angry text at noon the next day, or 2 days later. I mean, they completely abandon you, and meanwhile anything could have happened, but they just don't care, these toxic people. So you're choosing to avoid the toxic characters, and you're reaching out, you're branching out into new connections. And you've gone through all this trauma before. Okay, you're aware that there's no solid foundation for friendships. They're not reliable. So you removed yourself from them like a leaf in the wind. You blew away. And so now you're on a different path, you're on a different tree, and you're branching out to actual, reliable, interesting, unique characters that will always be there to support you. This is the tree in rising energy that can weather the storms. This is the tree of the storms. It's used to the energy that tests them and sways them in different directions. It's a very solid, rooted structure. This is real friendship. And so, this is a sign that you may be close to a group dynamic that actually contains good, caring people. I mean, this is 111 energy, so you're probably up here, you're looking for this. Maybe you found it. Maybe this is a sign that if you take a chance, you might actually get good results. Now, there's always a risk that you think it's this when it's really this, but trust your intuition. Why are you hesitating? Is it a fear of trauma that you're not putting yourself out there because you fear of being rejected? I mean, rejection tells us a lot about a person's character. So you want that answer, right? And the more you delay, the more you start to fantasize about this, and that's damaging, because then you create assumptions and you don't actually take action to confirm if they're actually going to be there, until one day you make that phone call You send that text and you find that they're unreliable. So maybe this hesitation you're facing, this fear, is because you sense that there's something not quite right with these other people. Now, that's just a warning to pay attention to your own instincts, your own individual feelings. So if you feel like something's off, then something's off. Trust your instincts. You don't want to prevent yourself from taking that risk, branching out, but be aware of your fear. Is it just fear? Is it, like the normal fear, like, oh, well, they're just the toxic bunch, they're everywhere, all these toxic people. Is that just fear, or are you just, you're nervous, you're insecure about talking to people, you're a bit shy, you don't know what to say, and you want to play, so you linger around in the scene, but you don't, like, compliment someone's hair, or say hello, or try to talk about things in the environment, or, understand that someone has a similar interest, and you talk about that. And maybe this is just shyness and fear, insecurity. And so this is your message to work on that, to branch out, and keep branching out. Because some of these branches are going to lead you to places where people are just nasty and rotten and deceitful and stuff. A tree, by the way. Trees are things that can rot from within, and so, just like a person can die on the inside, a tree also dies on the inside. And so, in reversed energy, that's a sign that, all these people are rotten to their core. And so, in rising energy, this is a fantastic sign of a wonderful opportunity coming in your future, but you need to take action. You need to take that first step on that path to branch out and form these new connections. And so, it's where you place your focus is where things are going to grow. That's where the nutrients comes in, the energy flow. And so, if you really want to sprout new connections in your life, you gotta focus on the potential possibilities of the here and now, of the future, with new people. You're alone. This is the 111 energy. It's a fresh, brand new start. It's the beginning of your journey. You're kind of supposed to be alone right now. You just went through the dark night of the soul. And so you're well on your path to meet actual valuable characters in your life. I mean, you went through all this trauma. You got the strong roots. And so, you gotta take that first step. And about your mentality, you don't want to waste your time thinking about past people, rotten characters who aren't worthy of your time. They'll never respect you, okay? They damaged you, that was unfair, they're gonna get their karma, they're rotten on the inside, and they're gonna suffer the consequences for that. Okay, they're gonna have their tower moments because they never invested in this strong root system, this strong support system. They have no one because they all backstab each other. So, they resonate at a different frequency, so they never valued you because they knew you were different at a better frequency because you had a heart, you actually cared, and so they took advantage of you, they tormented, traumatized you. But now, you took all that energy, you put it into the root system, you're strong enough to weather the storms, and, you're just working on that fear of branching out and making new connections. And the more you branch out, the more opportunities you have. These aren't just people, but they can represent places, they can represent career paths, they can represent educational opportunities. This is a very creative whimsy card, and so this is the creative path. Like, go online, teach on Skillshare, learn through Brilliant, do creative things instead of like wasting your time at some university and getting a useless degree. Actually, look up things on YouTube and Skillshare and do things yourself for free with open source programs like Krita and Audacity and DaVinci Resolve and VLC, like all this creative stuff. So yeah, you can. This is also working with what you have, right? This is just a bunch of people playing with a rope on a tree. They're having fun. They're enjoying life. And even though they all have wings, even though they're capable of flying, they want to challenge themselves to swing on this rope. Maybe they're using their wings to swing or something. Like they're doing the best with what they got. They're having a wonderful time. This could be like you taking the initiative to suggest a bowling night. Have everybody go get their bowler hats and go on a bowling night adventure where everybody's having a good time. This is what friends do. Okay. This is the friendship card of opportunity and respect and amazingness. So this is a wonderful sign, a wonderful omen for you. Just, embrace your individuality and take that first step. Branch out. You're on a whole new journey. And you got a solid foundation to work with. So good for you. Power of friendship is coming your way. But, 111, you gotta take that first step to get there. So, go step on something. Go walk your path. Go, like the Fool card. They're taking that step off a cliff. They don't know where it will go. They're taking a new journey. And just like the Fool in the tarot deck, it's that first step that goes on the Fool's journey, that goes all the way through the world. We just went through the world cycle. So this is like, now you're enlightened, but you get to be a fool again. You get to be in playful mode. So, like, this is kind of like Minecraft. You went to the end, you got your elytra, and now you're spawning back into the overworld. And now you can fly. So you got new abilities now. And that's exactly what this is. Alright. Good for you.